I believe it is very important to look at what role AI plays, or should play in our world currently. After all, as we are living in a digital era, or the information age, or any other name a man could come up with for these pages in future history books, the importance of data is undeniable. After all, the most profitable car company currently is actually a software company, and several other giants in the tech industry have come about solely from the collection and observation of data. Whether it be measuring weather patterns or how likely somebody is to purchase a book based on its cover. From this, it would not be too far-fetched to say that data, information itself, can easily match the value of some of the most exclusive commodities on the planet. And now these wide swaths of information play a very integral role in the many incarnations of AI and of course vice versa today. As regulators and lawmakers scramble to adapt obsolete laws and try to interpret the ever-changing landscape of data science and artificial intelligence, one has to ask himself, what is the correct approach when integrating AI into our everyday lives? I myself have used these tools that have worked wonders and enabled me to manage my workflow with much more efficiency. Whether it be eye tracking software, language translation tools, virtual AI assistants, and image editing tools that integrate such technologies. So I can definitely say that it has been quite a net positive or even a boon for me. However, this is not necessarily true for all creatives. There's been quite a pushback recently. One of the loudest voices have been artists and content creators who feel that their work is being unjustly and without credit stolen in order to train text-to-image models and the sorts that might even replace them in the future. Some have even taken to guerrilla tactics in order to prevent their works from being lifted for such practices. Others have embraced AI tools in order to speed up their workflows. The same goes for other fields as well. It was not too long ago that a lawyer had used the popular AI model ChatGPT in court, where he cited made-up cases and fake testimonials. Several sites have sprung up with fully AI-generated content to farm clicks and visits, completely flooding search engines when one would search for more niche topics. Even the forum site Quora had gotten involved in some form. After using search engine optimization tools to get to the top results, the built-in ChatGPT instance that would answer questions posted to the forum gave some questionable answers to many inquiries. But let's get back to the important part now. How could we go about identifying and flagging such content if need be? Well, since the field itself is quite young in this regard, we don't have a correct be-all, end-all solution to this problem. But there is a vast array of AI watermarking and tagging techniques in practice today. One such technique, image watermarking, stands out as most promising. The process for the model to watermark an image is to implement low-level perturbations in the generated image content. With text, it is a similar process involving the embedding of a series of words in certain patterns that allow the text to be recognized as generated content. This allows the content to still retain coherence to the human eye, while providing an easy-to-detect tag providing information about the model that generated such content. However, it is very simple for malicious actors to simply wash such watermarks from the image, removing the watermark completely while keeping the content intact. Professor Sohail Faizi and several others dive into such techniques and procedures regarding the removal of these watermarks in the paper Robustness of AI Image Detectors, Fundamental Limits and Practical Attacks. They demonstrated a very straightforward and effective method of removing these watermarks from images. First, they added Gaussian noise to the image. Then, using diffusion models, generative models defining Markov chains to slowly add random noise to data, and then learn how to reverse the diffusion process to construct desired data samples from the noise. They extracted the noise from the image, thus denoising it and leaving it with free of any watermarks placed on it by the generative models. Using different variants of these techniques, the team was able to drastically impact the confidence watermark detection, which in some cases even had an up to 60% change, which was massive, completely making these models obsolete on the spot. Unfortunately, as it stands now, even Google DeepMind's SynthID provides no challenge to watermark washing. A new industry itself has emerged, promising interested parties a complete removal of all identification of watermarks from their generated content, or even the implementation of fake watermarks. One such example would be Undetectable, a recent startup by Bars Juhas. Another challenge is that the tools themselves are not foolproof and sometimes misfire, tagging content that is completely original as AI generated. Of course, not all is grim, and many prominent researchers are working on ways to combat this crisis. No wonder, after all, deepfakes and generated content of prominent figures and politicians are becoming a very serious threat in the modern zeitgeist. Just as two-factor authentication and several other procedures were implemented in tandem to combat an ever-evolving multi-billion-dollar phishing and scam industry, so too we will surely, or at least hopefully we will, find ways to prune AI-generated content if need be. After all, it is man that is smart, and throughout history, a good fake was nearly as valuable as the real deal, if you could pass it off as the real deal anyways. So maybe we are looking at it the wrong way. Maybe instead of trying to watermark content as AI generated, maybe we should be working in the opposite direction and trying to implement a process that would verify authentic content like magnetic strips and film on real banknotes. Or perhaps we'll just need to accept that just like Photoshopped and doctored content, AI generated content is going to be around in some capacity without us having to verify the integrity of such media through other means. I'm going to let my AI assistant finish the video now, so thank you for watching the video up until now, and I hope you enjoyed it. Peace out.
Sure, no problem. To finish a video, one has to be proficient in the Finnish language. As it stands now, it is not a simple task, since Finnish has been ranked as one of the most complex languages.